So what is the grievance procedure? It looks a bit like the disciplinary procedure, but you may recall that the disciplinary procedure started with the investigation. So the grievance procedure is the other way around. And that is because the grievance hearing is the formal meeting. So somebody raises a grievance, you then formally invite them to a meeting, a grievance hearing, grievance meeting, doesn't matter what you call it. And they are then there to be able to tell you more detail what their grievance is about. So this starts to form the investigation, because if you remember back to when we talked about investigations and the who, what, when, where, why, how, this is the questions we're asking in the grievance hearing to really establish, understand what somebody's grievance is. And sometimes that's going to be really complex, particularly bullying and harassment one. And other times it's going to be much simpler. There's not enough milk for my tea. It's going to be a much shorter, much simpler meeting. It is a formal meeting, so there is that right to be accompanied by either a colleague or a trade union representative. We would usually say a grievance meeting should happen within 5 days of the grievance. Depends on what your policy says, but usually I recommend 5 days in a policy. You may have it a little bit longer than that. And you are required, especially for small businesses, I'm reluctant to say in policies, this will happen within this number of days, this will happen in this number of days. But when it's a grievance, I think it's really important that we do share that with people and that we do make that happen, because if somebody's not happy, they're likely to go off sick. We look back to that sickness absence section where we were talking about workplace factors. If someone's not happy, they're likely to go off sick, and then you've got another issue to deal with. These are likely to then become your long-term absences. You want to avoid that. You just want to get this in and get this done. So get them into that grievance hearing. The other thing that's different to a disciplinary is that the investigation can be done by the same person who's doing the grievance hearing. It doesn't have to be a separate person. So, and actually it makes sense for it to be the same person, because effectively you've started that investigation in the hearing. You can conduct that investigation exactly the same as disciplinary. So look at the disciplinary section in terms of how we conduct an investigation. We would then give them the decision. So effectively we would have adjourned the grievance hearing, gone away and done the investigation, and then come back and given a decision on the outcome. Now that decision may include that we're now going to go into the disciplinary procedure, particularly if it's like an allegation of, say, bullying, where it's now like actually there is disciplinary action to be taken. But just like with the disciplinary investigation, that's all it's going to be, is we will take appropriate disciplinary action, or the disciplinary action may be taken, because we've also got to bear in mind the confidentiality of the person who's accused as much as the person who is doing the accusing. So we have a duty of care to both parties when it comes to an employment relationship. So again, bear that one in mind. And they have the right to appeal that decision as well. So your appeal procedure should cover the grievance procedure, and they have the right to appeal. And ideally, this is going to be another person who has the ability to overturn the original grievance decision. So 2 people in this process, as opposed to your disciplinary where it's 3 people. And of course, if you are going into disciplinary, then this investigation will feed into that. It may be that there's then more investigation that needs to happen, but this one person could be that person that does that, and then somebody else for your disciplinary hearing and for that appeal process over that side as well. Welcome to HR for non-HR managers. If you are a people manager, a business owner, or perhaps you work in HR and you're looking for a more practical application of employment law, then this course is absolutely for you. I'm going to take you through every step of the things you need to know to build up the foundations to be able to manage your team really effectively and keep your business safe. I've devised this course in a way that takes you through each of the foundational pieces as you need them and puts together the building blocks that you need. Look forward to seeing you throughout the course, and good luck.